This was, I think, a couple days ago, wasn't it? 2 days ago. Destiny's ex is having her holes resized. Kaya, that guy, the weirdo dude. Orsan doesn't think it's to ask an 8-year-old girl for panty shots. Wait, what?
I don't know if that would work because then it would look like I'm just trying to kick the ass of someone who's like trying to do something good by like exposing the system for children.
That's literally what all the YouTubers are doing right now, though. That's why I can't pick a goddamn side in this. All I keep hearing for the past 2 days, because
Is this recording recent? Is this like a... I can't tell.
everybody has to send me these links is, well, you know, he's the real file. Turns out he's the real creep. And the only link that they send to me as evidence of this is a satire video. It's him doing satirical bit on his YouTube channel. Like, oh, you know, he walks up to this little schoolgirl and asks her if he can film her upskirt or something. And it's satire.
Whoa, what? Even for satire, that's a bit weird, isn't it?
No, it isn't. Have you ever watched Saturday Night Live? This is what satire
but
is.
Hold on, wait a second. I'm sorry. What would be the equivalent on Saturday Night Live of that? Of asking girls for upskirt panty shot? What's the Saturday? I must have missed it. I don't watch a lot of Saturday Night Live. I don't think Saturday Night Live is very funny. But what was the equivalent skit there?
This little schoolgirl and asks her if he can film her upskirt or something, and it's satire.
Whoa, what? Even for satire, that's a bit weird, isn't it?
No, it isn't. Have you ever watched Saturday Night Live? This is what satire
but
The classic,
is. You don't
guys,
mean
the classic
it.
Saturday Night Live bit where they walk up and they film young schoolgirls' skirts.
No,
Wait, did he go up
classic
to a
Saturday
real schoolgirl?
Night Live skits where somebody acts as though they were somebody they are not.
Was the
have to
schoolgirl
explain
in on
what
it? Was he
acting
like?
is?
Was he like? I'm only joking, milady. While he films up her
Jackson,
skirt.
the whole channel is satire. The whole channel is him basically.
Can I say
almost
one of the things? Oh man, wow, fuck, my fuse is very short today, or my patience. One of the things that's bothered me the most about online discourse, I think these people should be permanently banned from the internet, possibly arrested, maybe, or forced to endure capital punishment, whatever that might be in the particular state or country they reside in, is people that don't understand anything about humor. I don't like it when somebody says, it's just a joke. Like, that doesn't mean anything. When people say it's just a joke, they're trying to pretend like it means that any arbitrary assortment of words put together is like, it's all just like a joke or whatever. Jokes or humorous things have underlying truths involved in them. That's why they're funny. You can't just say random shit and have it be funny. It's a joke because it's like pointing fun of or making fun of some particular aspect of or thing of society that you just, that either understand or that you're not supposed to say, whatever the fuck else. Right? There's a ton of different types of humor. But this idea of like, oh, it's just a joke. Okay, what's the joke? Explain what's funny about it. What's the joke? Why is it funny, right? It's so annoying when people try to do this. It's just a joke, dude. Okay, yeah, but like, what's the joke? People are like, jokes can't be racist or sexist, or jokes can't be like, well, of course they can be. That's why some of them are funny. What do you mean it's just a joke when you say that? Ugh.
Channel is satire. The whole channel is him basically almost
Well, this
verbatim
wasn't satire.
quoting the L. Roger manifesto about how he's a sexless incel and how he hates and doing it in a goofy voice. Like, I had to turn to the dark side, and now I hate women. And this is used as, oh, he means this. By
Yeah, but did he go up? What I'm asking is, did he go up to a real life 8-year-old girl and ask to film up her skirt, even if he's putting on a funny voice while he does it? I think that's weird. Or was he just?
You said there's an underlying truth.
Was there a real girl involved? That's what
Dude,
I
it's
want to know.
funny.
Oh my god, bro. You said there's an underlying truth to jokes and race jokes are funny. What's true about these racist jokes? It depends. Usually, funny racial humor is usually stuff that points out like obvious differences between cultures that some people don't like to talk about, some people do talk about. That's just like a funny difference. I mean, it just depends on the joke, right?
It was just a prank.
yeah, I assume he didn't hire the girl, but
Oh Jesus! Well, that's not
Oh, yeah,
satire.
well,
That's
That's
like that's
fucking
like
weird.
legit
It's very
sexual
weird,
harassment.
dude.
Yeah, good job. There you go. True. It is. That's just sexual harassment, my dude. It's not, yeah, like,
It's just straight up sexual harassment.
no, it's a bad.
give examples. Give examples of what? Look at like Dave Chappelle's like entire early fucking career, or Chris Rock's like entire early fucking career. A lot of it is like racial based humor, like pointing out differences between like cultures, between like black people and white people, whatever. Have you ever listened to any stand up comedian ever? I don't know what you're asking me.
It's just a shitty way to do
No,
satire.
when he
You
makes
don't
his
rope-
bad, shitty satire by in an 8-year-old girl, that it becomes
That's not in
over
on
the
it.
line to
Yeah,
me.
That's
Hey
It's
guys,
not like
guys, I was a
pedophile.
pedophile, but it was a joke.
True.
I mean, it's the same old, like, I was only pretending to be a fucking idiot. Joke's on you guys, but I really did do this thing.
No, because it wasn't really gonna it or something. It's just shitty satire. There's two types
The
where you
action
can
was
do
still
that. Where,
was still pedophilic though.
well, yeah, that's the joke.
Like, hey guys, that sex tape that just got released to me, fucking a LeMayo. Just kidding. Like, that's the fucking joke. Like, that's fucking hilarious. Like, check out these pictures of the ultrasound. Like, how fucking hilarious did I just knock this dude up? Like, isn't that fucking hilarious, guys? Like, wait, what? What the fuck what are we talking about here?
It's just shitty satire. There's two types
The
where you
action
can
was
do
still
that. Where,
was still pedophilic though.
well, yeah, that's the joke.
Wait, who's saying that's the joke? That's not Kaya talking, right? This is somebody else? I don't know who all the people are in this fucking show. It what? No shot. No shot. No shot. This is the guy who was mad about my firefighter comments so much that he started schizo rambling about me on the fucking podcast. He's talking about how it's a funny meme to sexually harass 8-year-olds.
I mean, it's the same old, like, I was only pretending to be a fucking idiot. Joke's on you guys, but I really did do this thing.
No, because it wasn't really gonna fuck the or something.
I mean, like, you understand that there's, like, it's not just, like, there's a whole spectrum of behavior that's inappropriate, like, before you hit the actual part, right? Like sexual assault, sexual harassment, like, there's stuff that comes before that, right?
Well, yeah, that's the joke.
There's better ways to
He's
joke.
making himself look. Do you guys not know how satire works? Yes, he's
We do-
acting
yeah,
as
that's
if
not
he's
how
an
satire
incel
works.
loser.
Yeah, but like
It's a crime.
I
It's
can't.
a
I can't
satirical
go up-
crime.
Like if I like film myself punching my mom in the face, I'm like, Mom, it was a joke. It's like I still punched her
It
in the
was
face.
satire. Didn't you hear my funny voice I put on as I punched you in the face,
Though.
Mom?
Mom, I'm gonna punch you in the fucking face.
Okay, yeah, you can't really conflate words with punching someone in the face at this point.
But asking an girl for panty shots is okay. Punching your mom is over the line, but the other one is.
Well,
Is that how
actions.
desperate you are?
It's the message. Like, he's still. I didn't see the video. I'm assuming he went up to a girl like, I'm gonna film up your skirt, and if she's not in on it, even though he's doing it as a joke,
Yeah, that's annoying for her. Exactly, it's shitty satire.
That's not
He's
annoying. That's
Shitty satire. It's annoying for her. Who is the C here? That's not Charlie, is it?
I
genuinely
never
a
said he's
crime.
good at it. I'm simply
The voice sounds so different. It is Charlie? Oh, okay. Maybe is it the microphone? Damn, he sounds so different here. Wait, what the fuck? What the fuck? Wait, what? What the fuck?
this point.
well,
Is that how
actions.
desperate you are?
It's the message. Like, he's still. I didn't see the video. I'm assuming he went up to a girl like, I'm
It sounds like him. The microphone sounds different. I don't know why.
assuming he went up to a girl like, I'm gonna film up your skirt, and it's an age girl. If she's not in on it, even though he's doing it as a joke,
Yeah, that's annoying for her. Exactly, it's shitty satire.
That's not
He's
annoying, that's
I
genuinely
never
a
said he's
crime.
good at it. I'm simply saying his whole channel is clearly not real. Maybe
I mean, that
he-
really
Well, yeah,
happened.
I don't think he's a pedophile.
Yeah,
I
but
think
even-
I
okay,
think
that's
he's
all
just a
I'm
bad
saying.
comedian.
But every
Oh,
butthurt
okay.
YouTuber who's upset that he's only now making 5 figures a month instead of 6 because of this new apocalypse is claiming that this guy's an actual pedophile.
Do you have any explanation or Steelman for his opinion about this? Yeah, actually, funnily enough, it's kind of similar to the disagreement that me and Andrew had. I hate using this Wittgenstein quote because, one, I've never read a full book of his. Okay, so I shouldn't. Two, I don't understand really any of his philosophy. I shouldn't even really quote him or like reference him when I say Wittgensteinian language ideas or whatever. Okay, and three, I don't even know where this particular quote comes from. If he even fucking said it, I feel like I read it at some point or a summary of it. That he said something like all problems in philosophy are like illusions. It just seems like there's problems, but it's because we just haven't agreed on definitions. And once you agree on definitions, like all the super confusing, complicated philosophy questions go away. It's just people who are just don't define words or something. I don't know if he said that or meant that, but in what's happening here, right, is you have this thing called satire, Okay. What satire does is it's supposed to express your making fun. You're generally making fun of something in society in a way where, what would you say good satire does? I would say that, like, I feel like good satire probably, I don't want to overgeneralize because maybe I can think of exceptions, but like usually you like hyperbolize one aspect of it, or you show it in such a way where it's like it's obviously wrong and stupid, right? It's obviously wrong and stupid, right? Whether or not, hold on. Whether or okay, so you've got a concept in society that you want to make fun of. Okay, so you're going to analyze this through the lens of satire, and then you're going to execute on that satire. The issue that's happening with this guy is when satire is bad, in my opinion, stop. I'm not going to qualify that. Bad satire means that it failed on the execution, not that it chose a bad thing to make fun of. So I would say that bad satire is usually something that's a bit too on the nose. That's like, I would say, ooh, that's kind of like, that's bad satire, right? So like, I can't write skits in my head. Like imagine like a son is like having a disagreement with a father over like, you know, drinking alcohol or something, and he gets caught and his father is like chastising him, and he gives him like a whole like 2-minute speech about how he's not old enough and responsible enough to handle everything that comes from alcohol. And then at the end of the conversation, the son like nods and he understands, and then he gives his father a hug and he says we'll see him in 4 years because he's like shipped off because he just got drafted for war or some shit, right? Like this is like satire, right? We're making fun of the fact that you can be drafted at 18 but you can't drink until you're 21, right? And then the absurdity of a father explaining to a child like, wow, well, like here's all these things in life you don't understand yet because you're not old enough to, so you don't have the responsibility to drink alcohol. And then the execution of that, right, is like, oh, you have to do the conversation, and then you see him leave to go to the military, and it's like, oh shit, that's super absurd, right? Why do we have these two different standards, right? But then you can do satire that's too on the nose, where it's just like beating you over the head with it. I want to give an example, but it's a movie that I haven't seen yet, called that Don't Look Up movie, where I feel like I've seen a couple clips of it, but and the satire is just so on the nose. It's like, oh, this is not great satire. But then also people would say that the point of it was supposed to be over the top too, which is another thing you can factor in. But regardless, like when you say satire is bad, you're saying that like the execution is bad. But the problem is that what Kaya is doing is he's making up this idea of like, well, that's just bad satire, when really the question we should be asking is, well, hold on, what is he satirizing? Right? What are we actually making fun of here? When a guy's walking around taking photos of girls, like upskirt photos, asking them, right? What are we making fun of? What's the satire here, right? It's not that it's bad satire and that the execution is poor, but you get a pass on every single thing because it's satire. It's that it feels like we're, like, I don't even know what you're supposed to be making fun of here. Like, it doesn't make any sense, right? So there's a, I don't know if you call this like an execution issue or transitory. That's not the word I'm looking for. When one thing transfers from one thing to the next, there's a word that I'm looking for. But he's mixing up like the layer that he's analyzing this on. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but it's the same thing as when I say like people go like, oh, well, it's just a joke. Like, okay. Like, oh, maybe that was just a bad joke. Well, no, hold on. Do you mean like the execution of the joke was bad? Or do you mean that like the thing that it was making fun of expresses some kind of actually genuinely negative opinion, right? Like we can imagine satire that's done really well, but it's making fun of something that we don't agree with, right? That's a really well done piece of satire, but I really don't agree with the underlying message that it's trying to illustrate, right? Like depending on how much you want to, I did a tweet for both sides, right? No, this wouldn't even count as satire. I don't think my tweets would. I feel like this is like kind of satirical, right? People are shocked that the USA women's teams are dominating the Olympics. Have you seen the competition at home, right? The joke being that people say that trans women are dominating female sports at home, so our cis women have to compete with trans women at home, but in the Olympics, they're competing with just other cis women, right? So there's like the two elements you would look here is like, okay, well, what is the underlying truth that we're satirizing, right? The underlying truth is that cis women and trans, like the underlying truth of my tweet here is against trans women competing with cis women in sports. That's the underlying message that I'm like laughing about, right? And then the execution is like the text and the image, right? So whether or not this is good or bad satire, you know, it depends on like, well, was it delivered in a clever or quirky enough way with the combined image to like illustrate the point in a, you know, like a clever way. That's like good or bad satire. But like whether or not you agree or disagree with the underlying message, I think is another point entirely, I would say. Not I would say, that's true. That's just true. What I'm saying is just true. Would this count as satire? You should see the training we put our firefighters through. I don't think it would. What are we making fun of that's absurd here? I think I'm just making fun of the Trumbull people. I feel like if I tweeted this out and I said school students, I think it would be more along the satire line. Because I would be making fun of the absurdity that we have like active shooter drills for school children, right? That would be like the satire. But whatever. How does this end? 30 more seconds.
Because of that satire video. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, that's at the end of the day, I think that's way beyond satire. That's genuine creepiness. That's me.
Hold on, wait, real quick, because I'm permabanning you. Anytime you do a well actually in my chat, I permaban you, just so you know, okay? At Destiny, you've actually never heard of absurdism if you think all jokes need to have truth to them. So I grew up in the era of Adult Swim and absurd humor. So fuck you, you fucking retard. You have no fucking idea what you're talking about. To you, absurdism is deep-fried memes, okay? Obviously, there are forms of humor there's a whole subject called anti-humor, where the joke is that there is no joke, and there's a whole bunch of other shit like that. Yeah, sure. That has absolutely nothing to do with what we're talking about here. But thank you for illustrating the fact that you're aware that there are other styles of humor that don't follow traditional models of humor. That's not what's happening here, okay? Pedophile.
Going up to, you know,
yeah, that's still like harassment.
Yeah, 100%. Like, that's fucked up.
Well, you can call him an idiot, but that doesn't make him a pedophile.
I don't think you can make satire of doing sexual harassment by actually sexually harassing someone. Yes, that is true. I think that what you're saying is true, because in that case, the satire wouldn't make sense, right? Like, imagine I wanted to show the absurdity of how cops treat black people, right? And I wanted to show that in an absurdly satirical skit. And let's say that the way that I do this is I offer to pay a black guy, okay, I'll give you $300 if you run down the street with this fake AR-15 and see what happens. And let's say that he runs down the street with it, and then I film it, and I like have a cop guy that I'm friends with, and I say, hey, I need you to go like fucking, you know, cross whatever with this dude. And there ends up being like a shootout, and he kills the guy, right? And then I'm like, oh my God, like look at this satire. Like the black dude actually got killed by the cops. Isn't that crazy? That's not satire, bro. If you're satirizing a concept and you're making fun of it because it's absurd, why would you then do the action on as part of your joke? It doesn't make sense that you're calling it absurd while doing the thing, right? Unless you want to make fun of yourself as well, which is another road you can go. But generally, those are going to be over lighter topics. They're not going to be over things like pedophilia or like murder or rape, right? Because it just wouldn't make sense that you're doing the thing that you're satirizing people for, right? Yeah. But you just don't get humor, Destiny. Okay, retard. Just so you know, this is where what I'm explaining right now, even if you haven't thought about it, this is where the entirety of the meme, what I'm explaining is the intuitive feeling you should be having when you say, it's just a prank, bro. That's what that's making fun of. When somebody says, it's just a prank, bro, what they're making fun of is the fact that how could you claim that you're doing a humorous thing, making fun of a particular thing while you're doing the particular thing itself? That's bullshit. You can't assault somebody while making jokes about assaulting people because now it's not a joke. You're just doing the thing. That's what that means. It's just a prank, bro. I agree with you, but how does this play into making racist jokes, saying racist things as a joke, separate from the action of being racist? It depends on what you're satirizing, right? Like, I'm explaining this like in a very like intellectual, like cognitive way, but intuitively, this is the thing that pisses me off the most. Intuitively, all of you know this. Nothing that I've just explained or said is beyond anybody's understanding. All of us intuitively know this because we all intuitively understand humor. Otherwise, it wouldn't be funny, right? You have to. I'm just explaining like the underlying stuff that's going on, but there's no. Nothing I'm explaining is like some crazy out there, like, what? Nobody thinks of humor this way. We all think of humor this way. Hold on. Like, you laugh the hardest when the thing that's being joked about is illustrating intuitively some point that you already kind of agree with. Or also a lot of humor can literally just be, you know, like absurdity, like this is absurd, or it's funny at like how absurd, like a very standard, like the most standard template for a joke is usually like the subversion of some kind of expectation or something, right? What do you think of Jon Stewart's defense of being incorrect is typically I'm just a comedian? I don't think that's usually a defense of being incorrect. I think that's a defense of when people challenged him to do very serious media and interviews when he had a show on Comedy Central. Here's a good dick clip echoing this almost precisely.
Well,
I think he should
I do
have
want to
his
say,
shit removed.
let me
Like,
just say
to be
this
clear,
first.
I don't think he should be removed from platforms.
What's the difference between satire and parody? I would say they're either synonymous with each other or like one is like a subset of the other one. I would say maybe satire is probably a type of parody. Maybe.
for me,
Well, because not all satire has to be parodying. Well, but you kind of are. Are you? I'm not sure. I don't know.
joking and saying and encouraging are all the same, because I personally think jokes are more powerful at normalizing behavior. Like when I'm making jokes about some things, I mean it. I just can't get away with saying it without calling it a joke in polite
Oh, yeah, he understands it. I think everybody understands this.
society. So I don't really distinguish between any of those things. I don't know what you guys think about that, but not in all
Fair game.
cases. But
There's
Some comedians
sometimes when I
do,
see
but
a
okay.
punchline that completely disagrees with my stance, and often it's something so awful I don't even want to say it, but I can't resist showing that I saw that punchline, and so I've got to say the awful thing, even though I have no stance behind it. But calling what Destiny was doing jokes is just it. Maybe y'all didn't see it all. Maybe y'all didn't see him on stream and then on Piers, and his
I
tweets
saw
and
the
everything.
clips, yeah.
Oh, I
dude,
didn't know
he
this
wants
about
people
me.
to die. He
It
straight
didn't
up
come off
wants
as
wait, wait,
jokey,
die.
but I also don't like. I guess I'm a true free speech absolutist.
You know what?
Like,
I
I
keep
don't
looking.
like
I keep
seeing-
looking at it through the lens
Damn.
of. I don't think this is a good career move. His Destiny was exploding everywhere I looked. He was on like Pierce Morgan, Fox News. I think I've seen him on CNN. You know, this guy
don't
was
think I've been
one
on
step
CNN.
away from being on Rogan or something, like on bigger and bigger platforms all the time. And I feel like he took 5 steps back post Trump assassination attempt.
Yeah,
This
it's
is not
been
the first
alienating a
time
lot of
that this is not the first time that Nebraska Steve takes over, and he has a tendency of like flying very.
See, and they understand it too when they read my jokes, especially when they hurt them, right? Wait, when you're joking and saying the guy should have taken shooting lessons, are you implying that maybe like he shouldn't have missed his shot? Yeah, congratulations. That's what the joke is. Yeah, that is kind of the joke. Yes. Yeah, it's not just random words put together. When it offends somebody, now they very intuitively understand, or not, I'm sorry, you always intuitively understand the humor, but now they can give voice to like what makes them uncomfortable or upset, right? Imagine if I showed you 50 million fucking DEI woke TV shows that were making fun of white men, and you were like, this is bullshit. They can't make fun of us so much. You're like, bro, it's just a joke. What's wrong? Well, no, they would say, well, it's not that it's just a joke. It's the fact that it's okay to joke about these things that makes us feel like shit, and the underlying message is that, you know, fuck white men and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, yeah, okay, so you do get it. You do understand. But possibly dumb question, but what is the underlying conclusion when you're trying to establish in regards to your satire analysis? I.e., is it this is bad satire and thus should be negatively criticized, and/or this offensive thing is not satire and is thus morally wrong? No, I'm just saying that when somebody is satirizing a thing and then they're engaging in like deplorable behavior, you wouldn't just say that that's bad satire. You would say that like the underlying behavior, the underlying conduct is bad, right? There's probably no. I usually don't make blanket rules or something, but there's probably no appropriate way to satirize like child that includes there's probably no way to do that, because if you're satirizing something and you're trying to point out that it's like a bad or absurd or dumb thing, but then you engage in the thing itself, it's very hard to understand like how is this? You're not satirizing, you're just doing the thing, right? Like a joke, okay, hold on, fuck, we're getting meta. A satirical joke on satire would be it's I feel like I see this posted on our jokes like every fucking 2 weeks. It's the joke where a guy is like I'm trying to think if this would be like a meta satirical joke. Me and a bunch of friends in high school bet each other on who could fake being gay the longest. And me and this one guy are so into it. We have like an adopted child and we've been married for 20 years. If this guy doesn't crack soon, I'm going to start to wonder if this guy's actually gay or something like that, right? Where it's like the joke is that, what is the joke in this? The joke is that making the bet in and of itself was stupid, because why would you fake gay to be gay to show you're not gay, but then you actually are gay, but then you're joking about like not being gay, even though you really are. It's like it's too many levels. I think that would be. I think you'd consider like a meta joke or meta satire maybe, but somebody can post about that. Okay, good luck. All right.
In a peaceful way.